Good morning, everyone. I've searched high and low through the internet, endured laser blasts and exotic alien species to bring to you 5 survival games with a sci-fi setting. First off, we dive into Empyrion, which can be described as a sandbox for sure. You can do it all here. First off, the world is built around voxel shapes, so we can terraform the world to how we like it. If I want to be a hobbit and dig myself a little hobbit hole smack bang into the landscape, then I can go ahead and do that. Fun doesn't stop there though. We also have the universe, which is absolutely crazy in size. The planet where you start off is big enough, but that exists in a solar system of planets, which in turn exists in a galaxy. There's no way you are going to see every planet out there, let alone all the different things on each planet. Because the game uses voxel shapes for terraforming, it is also used for ship design. Build yourself a stylish looking star cruiser, or perhaps a pyramid style spaceship from Stargate. You build what you want with a lot of scope for creativity. You have the usual survival elements of a hunger system and resource gathering, but why gather it by hand? Just equip your flying monstrosity with a mining tool and fly about using that. Now the faction system in Empyrion is a lot of fun also. Make friends with certain groups or just go nuts and decide to go to war with everyone. Again, being a sandbox game, this is all entirely up to you. This all can be played by yourself or with friends. When you think of redemption arcs in gaming, then there is a game that comes to mind, and that is No Man's Sky. This came out to a less than stellar reception, but I would think by the 91% on recent reviews on Steam that this game has redeemed itself from that very shaky start. No Man's Sky has one of my favourite features of a survival game, and that is procedural generation. Adding to the replayability, which is good because at its heart this game is about exploration of a universe. Another big draw card is the no loading screens, so you'll be transitioning seamlessly from the planet to orbit and out into the wild universe, which you can explore with friends or by yourself. Although it may pay to take friends along with you, because it ain't all barren planets out there. Yep, there are space pirates, as well as all sorts of hostile life to keep you on your toes. To combat this, you have many tools at your disposal, your ship being one of them, as well as various weapons that you will acquire and upgrade. The visuals and sounds are great, and both really help bring the universe alive. There is some lore there as well, of course, and like a lot of survival games, there is a bit of a grind there. But hey, if you're enjoying yourself in exploring the universe, then this won't be too big of a problem. The game has been updated every few months, and this has become a strength of the game itself. With new content coming out, this can be either fleshing out existing parts of the game or bringing entirely new features to the game completely. This can range from bringing in crossplay, to mech suits, to having living ships. Yes, living ships that we will incubate and grow to the point where you can fly them. So grow the hyperdrive you've always wanted in your ship. So if the game doesn't entirely have everything you want right now, there is every chance that it might be added to the game in the future. With a solid 96% on all reviews on Steam, PlanetCraft is obviously doing something right. This game is a bit more chilled out than most other survival games on this list, and while you won't have drones attacking you en masse like an Empyrion, you do have oxygen to keep an eye on and a planet to terraform. Yep, you are here to terraform a planet and you best get to it. To do this, you will be collecting resources about the planet and then converting that into machines, and finally using those machines to heat up the planet and give it a little oxygen so we can do that most important of things, breathe. Sounds simple, doesn't it? Along the way, you will be managing your temperature, oxygen and thirst, as well as exploring about the planet to discover crashed ships and whatever other secrets the planet might be hiding. Planet Crafter was released back in March of this year and has still been actively updated. It is a great game for those of us wanting something a little more relaxed to enjoy, as well as the challenge of watching the planet transform from a barren desert into a lush green landscape with water slowly rising to keep everything alive. The first thing to notice about Starbound is the graphics. It might not be for everyone, and it might also turn some people away instantly, but I think you might be missing out on a little bit of gold here if you do skip this. First off, the world is procedurally generated, so that is a great start, and there is a beauty to these graphics that might not be apparent right away. One of the first decisions within Starbound will be picking a race, and this is one of the ways you will be able to customize your character and help make it a little bit different to everything else. There's even a hardcore mode with permadeath if you want the extra challenge, or you can stick with a more casual mode if you want to have it a little bit easier. Yes, it does have all the usual gathering of resources and all that good stuff, but it also has things like the ability to craft literally thousands of different objects and mech suits that you can equip with various items. Hell, put a mining drill on your mech suit and use that to gather Reth. There are quests to accomplish, such as hunting down criminal organizations and battling your way through their hideout and facing off against the boss at the end, which you can choose to follow, or you can just go out and do your own thing. Be crazy and make your own space station, or if you don't want to be tied down to one place, make yourself a spaceship and crew that how you want. If you get bored of the vanilla game or it doesn't have what you want exactly, then the good news is that Starbound is easily moddable and in fact welcomes and supports it. The modding community that supports this game adds a lot of life to it, and no doubt once you start adding mods, you will not want to go back. There's a few little mini games within Starbound itself, such as monster taming, where you can capture monsters and then use them to fight, or you can do fishing or cooking or even indulge in some bug catching. Starbound does have a lot to it and is well worth having a bit of a look at. With Arc 2 coming out sometime next year, why not dive back into all the goodness of the first game? Before we get into the good stuff, we of course have a hunger and thirst system, as well as temperature. So yeah, freezing to death is a real possibility. We can gather different materials with axes and pickaxes, crafting weapons and armor for ourselves, as well as constructing a small shack or a mighty fortress to live in. Throw some automated defenses on that, and a dung collector, and we will call that home. Where do we get that dung from? Of course, from the main feature of this game, the dinosaurs. Yep, we can breed them into more mighty beasts than before, ride them on the land, the water, or fly them in the sky. And I gotta say, flying on the back of some huge winged dinosaur and flying over a mountain instead of walking over it really brings out something a lot of other games don't have. It won't always be about flying on the back of dinosaurs. I'm sure everyone who has played this game has had moments where they've been swimming in the ocean and a megalodon comes out of nowhere, and well, there ain't anywhere to hide in the ocean, is there? There is no Vin Diesel in this game, but you can make your own bald looking character and pretend you're him in your tribe. And speaking of tribes, work together with other people to live peacefully, or go full alpha tribe and attempt to dominate the world and everyone in it by knocking down their base and killing all their helpless little dinosaurs. Well, not entirely helpless. There is a nice character system where you can gain levels, and with each level you will learn new technologies, progress from using a good old sharpened stick all the way up to using laser guns. There is a lot to do in Ark, be it knocking your mate unconscious and locking him in a cage, to tackling high-end bosses that are the stuff of some primeval nightmare. Lodestar is relatively new, having only launched into early access in July of this year, and every month since then they have brought out an update, which is great news for us. Lodestar is being made by Endemic Era, hopefully I'm not butchering that name, and they have previously brought us the free-to-play Battle Royale Valgrave, which received very positive reviews on Steam. Unlike some of the other survival games on this list, Lodestar is stating that aside from doing all the usual gathering of materials and so on, that you will be actively solving puzzles, and that this is a large part of the game. The other good news is that you will have your own little AI sidekick to help out in your journey along the way. If the AI isn't enough for you, then you can also play with up to 4 people in total in co-op to do the campaign. Speaking of the campaign, there is 4 handcrafted planets so far to get through, and they are being updated with each patch that comes out, with one of the latest patches running through with a graphical update. The premise of the game, besides that of solving puzzles, is to be the first of mankind to communicate with an intelligent species, which I must admit sounds pretty good and also terrifying if that intelligent species is the predator. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to this list of science fiction survival games, and hopefully there might be one in there that you haven't played yet. Thanks for listening, guys, and I will catch you next time.